I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Dr. Bijan Nasiri. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
Absolutely. Good morning, and hope that we'll have a great conversation and get to know each other better and share some thoughts.
Yeah, most definitely. Highly appreciated. What part of the world are you in right now?
I'm in Vancouver, BC,
Right.
British Columbia, Canada.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if my talent just being on the social media and connecting with anybody who's interested. I don't think necessarily any specific talent of me, just be the source, just being out there.
I would say it starts with P and it ends with R, podcaster. So do you have a podcast?
Definitely. Yes. It's called Entrepreneur Roadmap. We started with my wife a year and a half ago, and the purpose of it was to create, as it names says, a roadmap for entrepreneurs like myself.
Yeah, amazing stuff. So where did the inspiration come to do a podcast like this?
Whatever you want to do as an entrepreneur, you have to brand yourself. You have to find your way and your voice. And I think using different social media platforms or way to talk to people like YouTube or podcast, writing a book or blog are among the things that you have to pick. And we picked podcast because we realized both me and my wife are kind of good storyteller.
Yeah, you definitely are. So who did you learn that skill from, though, the storytelling skill?
Storytelling, I think, comes from your childhood as somebody that you like to communicate and socially kind of connecting and always being on the stage, which I was, and my wife as well. But to know how to do it, there was a gentleman called Sam Crowley. He was in an event here, and he said that he's willing to teach how to start a podcast, and we got into his course. And after a few weeks, here you go. We started our own.
Wow. So now that you've started, why will you continue to repeat the skill of what is required to be a podcaster?
I think, are you talking about people who want to start or
Or
people
you
who started?
specifically? Like, why will you continue to do it now that you've started?
That's a great question. I think you find your voice, first of all. Second of all, it's an amazing practice for public speaking. Third of all, you connect with amazing people like you and share thoughts and make a huge impact. And the whole purpose of our podcast is to get to know entrepreneurs that they've done something that made a difference and they made money and they made themselves rich.
Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I am in financial industry, and what I do talk about how money works, and this is part of my passion and my work. And this is a daily practice for me, go in front of clients and ask them 10 questions, and in return, I give them some kind of information and package and the power of choice.
How does that make you feel approaching that audience? And I mean, finances is definitely a very touchy topic, isn't it?
Absolutely. Coming from a medical background, I'm a retired physician. Health and wealth, both of them, as you said, are a very touchy subject. It's kind of a taboo. And I kind of being accustomed and used to approach people from the angle of wealth, from angle of the health, which is very sensitive, to use same technique without intruding or offending them or put them in an uncomfortable position. This kind of technique is the same, topic is a little bit different, but 90% of the process basically is the same. And when you go through that and solve somebody's problem, it's an amazing, rewarding and fulfilling kind of a situation that you go through.
I love how you've combined careers. Moving from health to wealth, and is really a fascinating combination because you see the impact of the both on the physical
Mm.
of an individual, don't you?
Absolutely. And both of them, because in the health sector, I was specifically working on addiction, HIV, AIDS, and homelessness. So one of the area of the health that not that many people probably shed light and work on or interested that much. And there are a lot of myths, there are a lot of misinformation, there are a lot of jargons, and again, taboo. Wealth kind of carry the same kind of weight, and there are so many things that people don't want to even talk about it. It's a little embarrassing, uncomfortable, and it's not a very well-known territory for average people to get in. And part of my job and skill is to make it simplify, and people will be able to apply it in their everyday life.
That's wonderful. Well done. Well done. So, amazing audience. We are live with Dr. Bijan Nasiri. Again, he is the podcast host. Well, podcast co host. He and his wife does that podcast, which is Entrepreneur Roadmap. Where can we go to connect with you? Should we go to drbijannerf.com? Is that the best place?
That's correct. It's Dr. Bijan ERF, which is entrepreneurroadmapfinancial.com.
Oh, yeah. I added the two. Yeah. So, it's Dr. Bijan. erf.com. Oh, yeah, right. For ERF Financial. Makes sense. For ER Financial. Oh, I'm seeing it now.
We branded ourselves as an entrepreneur roadmap, and anything else we just branded after that entrepreneur roadmap. We want to be known as entrepreneurs who learn how to create a roadmap and share with people with simplicity. That's our brand always come with ER. It's not emergency room, it's entrepreneur roadmap. That's ERF basically comes with the same kind of meaning.
Yeah, amazing audience. I do think him being a doctor for this long, the ER has some effects with connection with emergency room, but I could be wrong.
That's true. That's the topic of finance actually is an emergency.
It is, right? Necessary resuscitation sometimes needed, right?
That's absolutely true.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, my friend, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Dr. Bijan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
The one that I know, because we were living in a previous regime back in Iran, was a Shah regime. It was just like California, everything happy, music, beautiful beaches, and nice stuff. All that I remember is me and my family going around and travel around the country. In the north of Iran, it's just like Caribbean kind of atmosphere, and play a lot of jungle and forest and fountains and beautiful place. Yeah, very, very lovely.
How old do you think you were in that earliest memory?
How old? 5 to 10 years old. Because at 10 the revolution started and the whole thing changed. My memory turned from white to complete black and dark.
So why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I've been raised in a family that my father specifically and the rest of my family were very happy, always making jokes, and they didn't take themselves seriously. And the whole atmosphere of the country was all that I remember is about music, about nice people, about community, about family, about love, and good stuff. Nothing negative I can remember.
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, absolutely. Please.
Oh, I love the idea of what can impact you on the external side of things. You know, it's so important to definitely have your house in order then. Just like you were affected, and I'm using it metaphorically, connecting finance and wealth. You know, it's really necessary to keep a pulse, pun intended, on everything that's going on with both entities, your finance and your wellness, your finance and your health. Yeah, and it's just amazing how they connect in terms of it's more than happiness, it's contentment, isn't it?
Love it. I actually use this for my today lesson that I learned. You made a beautiful reflection of what I do, and that's another answer and reason why I do what I do, connecting with people and learning every single day. You taught me a beautiful reflection of what I do, and it made my day.
You're welcome. I'm glad I did that. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Unfortunately, after 10 or 11 years old, the revolution started. The whole memory of me from white turned to complete dark. There's a war between two countries. Thousands of people died. All that I remember is revolutionary music, all about marching music and like Second World War, First World War type of music.
Yeah, it's happened. I've definitely seen that happen with memories that seem to go into a fade because of an extreme event that has occurred. Even when people have moved, it seems as though when they've moved from one place to another, that has happened as well. I've seen that.
That's
well,
true.
Okay, my friend. Well, we have now arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Dr. Bijan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
My audience on a podcast and my family. I have two beautiful teenager daughters that I hope that they learn something from what I do, and I want to share with probably my clients that every day I meet.
Now, you said you're married, right? Because she is the co-host of the Entrepreneur Roadmap. You said you have children, 2 girls. Do you believe in God?
Oh, absolutely. My motto and my wife Lucy is God first, family second, business third.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Absolutely. Without them, I can't grow. I lose a big chunk of my kind of motivation and inspiration and learning. Yeah, a lot of them. I have lots of those good, great people around me.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I haven't watched TV for many, many years. I can say more than 10 years.
Wow. And what about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Definitely less than 8. I can't. I'm a very impatient guy. I have to go out and move things and go on the bike and connect and talk. And yeah, definitely I'm not patient on attached to screen for a long time.
If you had to sum up who is Dr. Bijan in one statement, what would you say that statement is?
I am a community guy. I would love to build community. I'm a family guy, and I believe in peace.
Love it. Dr. Bijan, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
That's all. I want to thank you, and I'm so grateful that you reach out. I want to extend my invitation because I'm going to find 365 social impact people and organizations that have done something good. And if anybody of your listeners believe that they have done that, please reach out to me. And I would love to bring them on a podcast and have them as a guest on my show.
Sounds great. Again, Dr. Bijan Nasiri, great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thanks a lot, Angel. You have a great day. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com. And for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.